Wes, and that's William Wesley, to many known as Wide Wes, and that's your most recent hire. I believe the title is Executive Vice President and Senior Basketball Advisor. What's his role going to be?
Well, Wes is one of the most well-respected and connected people in the basketball community. And I just think he's going to bring so much to our organization in various areas. First and foremost, he's always been a great mentor to players, coaches, agents, just people. He's an incredible person who I've known for 40 years, over 40 years, really. And I just think that, as I said before, this business is built on relationships. It's built on how you treat people. It's built on working hard. It's built on all these characteristics that Wes possesses, and that I think getting someone of that stature, character into our organization is something that's going to benefit us greatly.
He's always been kind of this, to a lot of fans, this mysterious figure. Again, the nickname Wide Wes. And I believe years ago, I remember reading an article, the most influential man in basketball that many people don't know. So he's had that role as an advisor, an agent all these years. Now he's part of a franchise. Why now? Why has he decided to join you and be part of the franchise?
Well, I mean, to take a step back, I mean, he's been with me for the last 13 years at CAA, working as a consultant there with coaches, front office people, college coaches, and helping the entire sports department at CAA. He was an invaluable resource. And I think for him, the relationship that we have, the relationship and respect he has for Jim Dolan, he wanted to make a full commitment to this, to helping us do what we need to do. I'm thrilled to death that he's joining us, and I think he's going to be an incredible asset to the organization.
Will he have on his business card, Leon, will it say Wide Wes?
You'll have to ask him. We haven't gotten that far.
What are your expectations in terms of how many players from last year's team will be on this year's roster?
Well, I think, it's still a little early to call that, just because of how much time we have until the draft, until free agency, in order to fully evaluate. With some of those decisions come after the draft. Right now, I look at Mitchell Robinson and RJ, two young core pieces. I look forward to, working with Kevin. I think he's just starting to scratch the surface. Frank Ntilikina, given the right circumstances, I think can really prosper. And Dennis Smith, that's a special talent right there. And we have some solid veterans, and Julius coming back.
When you were an agent and you had a young player, and obviously in professional sports, there's no such thing as patience anymore. Everybody, fans, often front offices, they want immediate production. So it's hard to have patience. What drove you crazy as an agent when you had a young player that just wasn't quite there, but you felt maybe they're giving enough of a rope or enough patience for them to develop?
A great question, because as an agent, that's probably one of the things that I'm really going to have to work on this side, because as an agent, you want your guy to play. You want your guy needs to play to develop. So you're always looking at it in that manner. In the short time that I've been here, we've had a lot of discussions about players playing but having to be held accountable, and players, having to earn the minutes. So even though they may be younger players, there has to be a standard. There has to be accountability in order for them to grow and to improve. Instead, as an agent, and some philosophies might be allowing players to play through their mistakes. But I think there has to be a balance there. And as an agent, I didn't want any balances. I wanted them to play as much as they could. Sitting in the chair I'm sitting in now, there's going to have to be accountability. There's going to have to be standards, and there's going to have to be, learning by coming out of the game and sitting there and learning from watching.
And obviously, you can't just have all young players. You need to balance a roster with veterans that can teach. So often players will tell you a key to their development was not just the coaching staff or the team they were at, but the veterans that they were able to watch day in and day out in their work. So signing free agents is clearly paramount. In recent years, the Knicks have not been able to grab those elite free agents. They've gotten good, solid pros, but not the elite free agents. How do you turn that around?
What we have to create is an environment where players are going to want to come here. And the way to do that is on the day-to-day with the players that we have, with the organization we have, and making sure that every aspect of that is going to be player-friendly. It's going to be first class. We're going to work as hard as we can to show people that this is a place that you want to be at. I mean, we have the greatest city in the world. We have an iconic arena, and we just need to create a culture that people are going to want to be part of.
Scott Perry, who you've retained or given a contract extension to remain as general manager, you've had a long